If you want to see me swatch the Earth palette by Melt Cosmetics, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. I am swatching this palette today. It is a mini palette. Beware, on Sephora, you will not see any sort of disclaimer that says that this is a mini palette, and it sells for $50 Canadian. So that would be at least 35 US, I believe. And it's supposed to be associated with the zodiac signs. There are 4 different colors. I think there's purple, red, blue, and this one green. And I paid the $50 Canadian thinking it was a full-size palette, and this is ridiculously small. Let me show you compared to a mini palette that actually calls itself a mini palette. So this is not mentioned as a mini palette. This is a Violet Voss mini palette that I have swatched on this channel. And I would have to say that the Melt palette looks pretty mini to me. This is 10 shadows, retail price, original retail price $24 Canadian. This is 8 shadows and $50 Canadian, more than double the price of this one. They're both mini palettes, as I said. So on the Earth palette, you're getting 8 shadows, and they are mini pans. You can tell by my finger, they're mini pans. And from the Violet Voss collection, you're getting 10 colors and a mirror. So there's nothing cut in the Violet Voss option. If anything, there are 2 extra colors that are included in the other palette. So I really think that the Melt Cosmetics Earth palette, the what's called Bad Side Zodiac collection, buyer beware. If you're good with paying $50 for this, good for you. No judgment. This is going to irk me every single time I use it. And based on what I have purchased prior to from Melt, this Impulsive palette, most of their palette packaging is really good, solid, plenty of product. And so that's what I thought I was getting again, a good, full-size, solid palette. And it's not. So I want to make sure that I say this up front, because I didn't want to do all these swatches and then at the end of the video say, yeah, and I think I got ripped off. I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to be upfront with my thoughts. So with all that said, I am going to swatch this with you. So I'm going to do, because it's only 8 shadows, I'm going to do the top row and then I'll do the bottom row, and we'll go from there. We'll see. I do like Melt's formula. It tends to work for me, and that's part of why I was interested in these shadows. They should be good quality. I really enjoy Melt mattes. I find shimmers are easy to make, but good mattes can be challenging, and usually I like Melt's formula. So I'm repeating myself. Okay, let's go through and swatch the top row, and I will give my commentary as I go. Okay, yeah, the mattes are good, and a deep green and a mustard yellow are a match made in heaven, so I'm very happy that that is the case. And the pans are moving around, so I think they're magnetic. And here are the first 4. They are beautiful. It's a very nice curation of color. And that matte swatched a little rough, but it's not unusual for a deep color to behave that way. So just these 2 you could do a look with, and it would look quite nice. I don't mind the curation of colors. I just mind, I stopped swatching. I just mind what feels to me as a customer as a misrepresentation, because it should have said mini somewhere on the description. On the description, meaning like in the very top of what the palette is supposed to be. Mini should have been part of the title, in my humble opinion. Okay, let's go in a second time. So you know how I feel at this point. Let's just focus on the palette. And I think that a mini for a grungy look is a good idea, but the price point should match up, you know? Oh yeah, that is very, very pretty. And this one I have no doubt will be very pretty as well, kind of goldy peach. So it's very easy to see that these four go super well together. And this one does not swatch very well, but I have no doubt that the mattes do very well with a brush, just based on how they feel at this point. The fingers are very, very nice. Okay, going to wipe off the fingers and we'll do the other four. Okay, so the edgy subculture-like top row is done, and this is a very, very wearable row, so it feels like grungy and more everyday on the bottom, but of course we could mix it all up. That would be just fine. And actually, I have to say that this kind of purpley color would look great with the green as well. That is very nice, and these two would be a great combo. And of course everything on the bottom row would go well with each other. And so we have, what's RBF? The first shadow is called RBF, and the top row is really nice. The green is Heart of Stone, the yellow is Way Harsh, third one, gold, is Overcritical, and the last one is Know It All. Funny names. Okay, if anybody knows what RBF is, can you leave me a comment, because I have no idea. So it's kind of a peachy matte. Next one over is quite blingy. It's called Materialistic. And we've got Type A, which is the deep aubergine I showed you earlier. And then Stubborn is a taupey color. Okay, so this is the first set of swatches for the bottom row. I'll just do a continuation here. Oh yeah, these two side by side, those are a match made in heaven. Oh, this one is, oh my gosh, it's very tacky. I think this is Stubborn. That is a beautiful color. Goes with my ring finger color. And this is actually quite nice for a matte. It spreads pretty well. And then finally, we have the taupey color, and I've forgotten the names already. And I'm going to double swatch those. So just a reminder, the orange right here is RBF, then the next one, the punchy one, is Materialistic, then there's the kind of purpley one called Type A, and then the taupey one called Stubborn. So let's re-swatch. Materialistic is great, but there's so little product in the pans that it's not going to last very long. And this is not a lot of product. Yeah, the net weight for the whole palette is 8 grams, so it's 1 gram per shadow. So here is the second grouping for the last 4 shadows. I didn't even need to re-swatch Materialistic. I'm not sure why I did. It's just a waste. And Type A, and I don't remember what this one is. Stubborn? Is that the Stubborn one? Yeah, Stubborn. My memory's not that bad. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to wipe off my fingers here before I make a mess with my left hand. And let's just take a look at all of them together. Okay, so I think that this combo is pretty, I'll say the three here are pretty interesting. I would actually say that these three and the purple are what is the most exciting in the palette. I feel like these three in the middle and the last one are not all that unique. I could find those over and over and over again in my collection, but they do make the rest of the palette probably more usable. Am I wowed by the color story? Obviously, the color story made me interested in the palette when I thought it was full size. I think I could dispense with the two in the middle, frankly. I think they're lackluster. And that's about it. I'm okay with these. I'm okay with these, especially these last two. This one I'm on the fence kind of. Actually, technically these three I could live without. If I had these three and these two, I think that to me the color story would be complete. I don't care for the brown or the peaches. Peachy orange. Yep, I'm... Do I think it's fine? Do I think I can do a lot of looks with it? Yes. Is it worth 50 bucks? No. Absolutely not. It's not worth 50 Canadian by any stretch. Am I going to use it? Yep. I decided to keep it and swatch it, and it's going to certainly serve somewhat in the green look adventure that I'm embarking on. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I have to say. So definitely a letdown palette, but I'm going to, like I said, incorporate it into the green looks. And it's always nice to work with a new palette as a YouTuber, but it will always be a palette that I think I got gypped on and misinformed. So that's the way I feel about it. Let me know, have you been interested in getting this one, or have you done your better analysis of the palette and figured out that it was a mini, and that just went right over my head because it just didn't seem to be advertised that way. So I really would like to know what you think of the set of 4 palettes from Melt. And yeah, if you have commentary, I would love to hear it. For now, I'm going to say I do think that the product swatched well. You heard what I thought of the overall curation. Can you actually see? It just feels like there's glare. I do hope that that you were able to see the curation based on the swatches. And yeah, I look forward to hearing your thoughts. And I've talked enough. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, as always, take care.